Okay, everyone, I reported this on my blog TV and I did not put it on my YouTube channel, but I figured it was important and I just want to go over a few things. Now, everyone knows that rumor that Israel is about to attack Iran in September, but what I didn't report on are the naval exercises and the naval movements that the U.S. is currently having. It says the CVN-77 GHW Bush enters Persian Gulf as CIA veteran Robert Baer predicts September Israel-Iran war, which I reported on, but this goes into greater detail on the goings-on with the naval exercises and the movements. It says one look at the most recent naval update map shows, in addition to global insolvency, courtesy of the broke European dominoes and the potentially technically broke U.S., a few K on the verge of parliamentary scandal, courtesy of a media baron whose empire is crumbling, and not to mention yet another downward inflection point in the global economic slowdown, courtesy of the end of QE2 and no replacement yet. Market watchers may have to start factoring in geopolitical risk yet again. While the fact that Syria, Yemen, Egypt, Tunisia, and now Turkey are ever more increasingly on the edge is apparently something Mr. Market has managed to internalize. When it comes to geopolitics, everyone stops to listen when renewed Iran-Israel rumblings reappear, which may just be the case. As the most recent updated naval map from Stratfor demonstrates, the CVN-77 GHW Bush has just entered the Persian Gulf, the first time a U.S. aircraft carrier has passed through the Straits of Hormuz in months. What is also notable is that the LHD 5 Bataan amphibious warfare ship has just weighed anchor off right next to Libya. This is odd, since the coast of Tripoli has been left unattended for many weeks by U.S. attack ships. And topping it off is that the third aircraft carrier, the CVN-73, is sailing west from the South China Seas, potentially with a target next to the CVN-76 Ronald Reagan, which is the second carrier in the Strait of Hormuz area. Three carriers in proximity to Iran would be extremely troubling, yet fit perfectly with the story of CIA veteran Robert Baer, the man played by George Clooney in Syriana, who, as Al Jazeera reports, appeared on KPFK Los Angeles warning that Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is likely to ignite a war with Iran in the very near future. And it gets worse. Masters asked Baer why the U.S. military is not mobilizing to stop this war from happening. Baer responded that the military is opposed, as is former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates, who used his influence to thwart an Israeli attack during the Bush and Obama administrations. But he's gone now, and there's a warning order inside the Pentagon to prepare for war. The punchline: there is almost near certainty that Netanyahu is planning an attack on Iran, and it will probably be in September, before the vote of a Palestinian state. And he's also hoping to draw the United States into the conflict. Baer explained for the betting public out there, and September CL call may not be the dumbest trade possible. Here's the map. I mean, it pretty much shows the naval movements. So I'm going to link you to this, and you guys can, zoom in on it. But let me see what else it says. There's a little bit more. It says, earlier this week, Robert Baer appeared on the provocative KPFK Los Angeles show Background Briefing, hosted by Ian Masters, I should say. It was there that he predicted that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is likely to ignite war with Iran in the near future. Robert Baer has had a storied career, including a stint in Iraq in the 1990s, where he organized opposition to Saddam Hussein. He was recalled after being accused of trying to organize Saddam's assassination. Upon his retirement, he received a DOP Decoration of Meritorious Service. Bear is no ordinary CIA operative. George Clooney won an Oscar for playing a character based on him, Syriana, which I said before, and he obviously won't name many of his sources in Israel, the United States, and elsewhere, but the few he has named are all Israeli security figures who have publicly warned that Netanyahu and Defense Minister Ehud Barak are hell-bent on war. Now it gets even a little bit more crazier. It says Bear was especially impressed by the unprecedented warning about Netanyahu's plans by former Mossad chief Meir Dagan. Dagan left the Israeli intelligence agency in September 2010. 2 months ago, he predicted that Israel would attack and said that doing so would be the stupidest thing he could imagine, according to Haaretz. When asked about what would happen in the aftermath of an Israeli attack, Dagan said that it will be followed by a war with Iran. It is the kind of thing where we know how it will start, but not know how it will end. The Iranians have the capability to fire rockets at Israel for a period of months, and Hezbollah could fire tens of thousands of Grad rockets and hundreds of long-range missiles, he said. So like I said before, they have a lot of missiles. According to this, tens of thousands of missiles. According to Ben Kaspit of the Israeli Daily Maariv, Dagan's blasts at Israel political leadership are significant, not only because Mossad's chief in office or retired traditionally have kept their lips sealed, but also because Dagan is a very conservative on security matters. Kaspit writes that Dagan is one of the most right-wing militant people ever born here. When this man says that the leadership has no visions and is irresponsible, we should stop sleeping soundly at night. Dagan describes the current Israeli government as dangerous and irresponsible, and views speaking out against Netanyahu at his patriotic duty. So obviously this guy does not like Netanyahu. And then he says, and his abhorrence of Netanyahu is not uncommon in the Israeli security establishment. According to Think Progress, citing the Forward newspaper, 12 of the 18 living ex-chiefs of Israel's two security agencies, Mossad and Shin Bet, are either actively opposing Netanyahu's stances or have spoken out against them. Of the remaining 6, 2 are current ministers in Netanyahu government, leaving the grand total of 4 out of 18 who independently support the prime minister. So I don't want to go on and keep reading this. It's a very long article. But pretty much, they're talking about, hey, there's another war. There's another U.S. war that we're going to be dragged into this, guys, according to this. Now, if they're moving ships, guys, that's a pretty good indication that they're preparing for something. You know, you don't start moving aircraft carriers like you move chess pieces. You know, it's a little bit more complicated than that. So I don't know, guys. You know, we'll see in September. You know, one article said it was BS. And then another article says it's not BS. They're actually moving ships. So we'll see. I personally, I don't know what I could do to actually mitigate a major war, especially if this involves Russia. But like I said, you know, that's why I keep supplies on hand. When the shit hits the fan, guys, and oil prices start climbing, I mean, you know, just excluding a total nuclear war, a worldwide nuclear war, excluding that, I'm pretty much prepared. You know, you can't prepare for a thermonuclear war, but if gas prices go up and food prices go up and total chaos starts ensuing, if this thing breaks out into a war, I'm pretty much set as far as food and water go. So the link is below, guys. You guys can read it. It's a very long article, very long. This is one of the longest articles I've ever read. So it's below. If you guys want to read it, take it easy. Bye.